Hello, welcome back to another Gate Ruler video. Today we have just got a couple of cards to talk about, but I think they're both actually quite exciting. So I'm going to start with the Influencer reveal and then go into... actually they're both Influencer reveals, I think, but we'll go. I think these are both really cool. So the first is Keldez Gram, or Keldez Gram. Keldez Gram. Everything is futile against the power of darkness. This is a magic and a darkness. So a darkness event is pretty relevant, actually. I think this is our first event with the darkness attributes, so you're going to be able to send this back with all of the abyss summons, and this is going to count towards, obviously, that darkness count. The use timing is normal, which is unfortunate, and it is a level 1. Choose one enemy unit and deal damage to it equal to the number of darkness cards in your graveyard. So, obviously, that's a very powerful effect, because realistically, you're going to be able to ramp this up to, like, 5 or 6 damage. Well, between 4 and 5 damage seems very doable by like turn 2 to turn 3. Seems very doable. So relatively early game, you are going to be able to ramp this up to be some sort of significant removal. However, I do have a couple of problems with this card. The first is if you ever do just pop off on a massive like multi-abyss summon turn, that will completely screw your ability to use this card later on. And additionally, it is to an extent it's dependent on actually setting up your graveyard for this to be worth it at all. I think for 1, if this is doing 0, 1, 2, or 3, I'm pretty sus on it. 3, it's like okay, it's like barely maybe. If you really just need to spend that mana and or that energy rather, and you happen to have something you can deal with that, then fine. This really starts to become worth it at 4 or more. That's when you're actually getting something pretty good. It's worth the deck space at that point. And that will take a little while to set up. However, I do think it's pretty powerful. And again, I do have my reservations on being able to keep that darkness amount in your discard stocked up, but that is going to come down to testing, and we will have to see how consistent that is. But overall, I do think this is a pretty good card. And I would say that it's probably a 2 to 3 of. I'm leaning towards more 2 of. That's sort of my way I'm leaning on trying this out. But as I say, I will keep you guys updated as I test this, because I do want darkness to finally be good, and perhaps this will be another tool that helps them do that. On to the second card, and I think the far more exciting one, the Secret Weapon. This is a technology. The use timing is normal. This is a level 2 Atlas event. Discard 1 card from your hand and draw 1. So at the moment it's a neg 1. Use the discarded card's CNT. So this is a very, very interesting card, I think. Because it's not like super obviously like very good, right? Like, with things like Star Song, for example, that's very clearly like you're paying your 2 mana, but you are getting a hard +1, and one of the relatively few hard pluses that exist in the game right now. So, you're paying quite a lot to get that. You are slowing yourself down quite a lot to get that. You might be forcing yourself to run, less than optimal cards in order to compensate for the fact that you're doing that. Now here, this is filter 1, which is, depending on the deck, quite good. I think generally quite good, but you're negging 1 to do it, but then you get to use the counter, and it all comes down to what counter are you using. So, for example, if the counter you use is something like, if it's anything, if you don't have any counters to discard, this card sucks. You will never want to use this. If the best counter you have in your hand is send this card to the discard pile, that also sucks. You might want to use this. If you've got things like play this card, however, then you're looking at something quite interesting. So if you discard, for example, a Guns and Gold Armory that says put this in your field zone, well, that's pretty good then. Then you're essentially paying 1 for that cycle. And is it worth it, 1 and then losing a card from hand to cycle 1? It's probably worth it. It's not. It's okay. But then, of course, when you start getting the more and more expensive counters, then it really starts getting value. For example, discarding a Final End Dragon. I think that's pretty good, because you trigger the counter of the Final End Dragon, you get it in the discard, which is kind of where it wants to be, and then you get to discard Darkness and draw another card. So you're filtering quite hard. Again, you're not plussing, but you are filtering quite hard. Now, there are combos that will turn this into like a wash. So for example, if you discard Owl, that says draw 1, so you will draw 2, and you'll have lost 2 cards from hand. So it's like it's just filter, but it's a wash. Again, a wash for 2 feels bad, so I wouldn't really recommend that. Really, where this is super valuable is 3-cost counters. The zap, zap, zaps, the Invasion Emperors, for example, the Kogas, the Kinomiya Kogas, all those kind of all those super powerful counters, which I think this to an extent goes some way to making overdrive cards like much more viable in energy based decks if you can just save them. And you run like the legends and you just hold them in your hand, because then if you draw them, it's fine, you can just use them with the secret weapon, and if you damage them, great, then you're still getting the counter off. So I think that's quite a cool interaction there. But of course, it might not be ideal. You still want to ideally be using cards that you can actually play, and this is going to let you just get more value. Now, of course, there's also cards that do a different thing from on counter than they do when you actually play them, and this is actually really cool then in giving you that versatility in activating the counter ability of that card when you would rather use that than something else, which I think is also quite good, and that's potentially worth the sort of upcharge in energy cost there. But I think this is a really, really interesting card, and I think it's going to really expand your play options, and I'm very excited to use it. But that's it for this video. Very short, as I say. Quick couple updates. In terms of the card reveal schedule, we kind of know what to expect now, and what to expect is basically bugger all until the day before, when the whole set list will drop. So expect like probably 3 to 4 videos where I'll like go through the remainder of the set, because I really don't want to upload 1-2 hour video or something, because no one will watch it. Like fundamentally, no one's going to watch it. No one cares. The analytics, like the watch time, is the same if I upload like an 8-minute video and a 40-minute video. So I might as well just not waste people's time if they're not going to watch it anyway. So that's what's coming as far as that's concerned. Yesterday, thanks to everyone who tuned in to the Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke, it was super fun. I'm going to be doing that Saturdays at 9 p.m. GMT, so you can obviously tune in. I recommend everyone comes out. We had a really good time. Charon is a bastard. Fuck that guy. If you're looking for updates and that kind of stuff, join my Discord server. Join the worldwide Gate Ruler TCG Facebook group. I post these card reveals like as soon as they come out there, in both those places. So lots of great discussion there. And follow me on Twitter for retweets and things like that, and hearing my thoughts. And that's it. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Cheers.